Welcome back to the 10 Tabs Open podcast. This is your host, Alex Howell, and today we had on Christopher Haake, a very good friend of mine from back in the day when we were a part of B&I Cass County. Christopher is the president, he is the owner, he is the founder, he is the main man behind WebForce KC, which is an SEO marketing website creation company in the Kansas City area, and he has some clients that absolutely appreciate his business because basically what he does is he makes your phone ring. I can't describe it any better than that. He can create a website, he can create your Facebook presence, he can do all those things, but the biggest thing is he makes your phone ring, and we kind of get into that. But I wanted to have Chris on today because the one thing that I've always appreciated about this guy is he is, without question, a straight shooter. He will tell you what he thinks, he will tell you what he believes, and he won't leave any of it on the table. And from the day we met, I knew I was going to like this guy. I'm going to admit right now, and this is more for me than anything else, but we had a couple of drinks. We were enjoying each other's company because I don't think we'd seen each other or talked to each other for close to a year. So it was a couple of good friends getting together. But the essence of who he is and what he is absolutely true, and that is that when he has a client, his number one goal is to help them get business. His number one goal is to help them create something. And if you've been a part of this podcast at all, you know that the people that I talk to are people that are motivated not just to help, grow their business, but without question, it's all about helping other people. And Christopher, I can tell you, I trust him with as much as I can give because he is that kind of guy. So I really hope you enjoy this podcast. I hope you forgive me if I get a little off base every once in a while, but Christopher Haake, episode 20, TED Tabs Open podcast. Enjoy, and thanks again for listening. Please feel free, by the way, to follow me on pretty much every social media at Alexander from KC. Visit my website, alexanderhowell.com, and again, tedtabsopen.com. Enjoy.
Yeah, I'm not going to get my computer out. We can do it whatever from my phone.
Awesome. That'll work. All right, so I think we're both reading. You good?
Yep, I'm good.
All right, awesome. I'm going to mess with a couple of things.
Cool.
So are you still WebForce KC?
I am webforcekc.com. MF.
That's my kids.
I hear them.
Yeah, they're loud.
My daughter is too, and she's pissed off. It's a whole different world. Like seeing your little kids, they're so sweet and cute, and I know it's kind of, you could be like super irritating for you because they're just like, watch me brush my teeth, but you're going to miss that.
Oh, I know.
You're going to miss it.
And I keep hearing, like, the worst thing for me is, like, when I keep hearing the last time you're able to pick them up. And for me, it's like, I'm 5'11", 204.
Right.
I'm going to pick them up when they're 16
right,
just to
yeah.
embarrass them. But, yeah, it's fucking weird, man.
Yeah, dude. It goes just like that, too.
Yeah.
That's what's crazy about it.
Yeah,
It sucks.
How old's your daughter?
She is 13 now. So, yeah.
Teenager.
Mm-hmm.
How is that going?
It's going all right. I mean, I don't really have to deal with all the bullshit stuff that, that most parents do. I do, but I don't. Because, my daughter's, I know everybody says, oh, don't be your kid's friend. But, it's one of those things where you kind of gotta, because otherwise they're not going to talk to you.
Right.
And if they don't talk to you, they're going to talk to somebody else.
Right.
And that's I want her to be able to talk to me, but certain things, I'm good about some things. But.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like we're going through this weird phase right now with my oldest because he was a preemie. He was born 29 and a half weeks.
I remember that.
Yep. So
just from social media, because
not a fun time.
No, I'm sure it wasn't.
But he went through the stage where I actually threw away everything and just stayed home with him.
Yeah.
That's all I did.
Yeah.
And so it was like regulating food and play and everything.
Oh yeah.
And then at a year and a half, we bought the big house in Blue Springs,
Sure.
and I at that point was like, okay, he's going to daycare. So he went to daycare.
Right.
And part of the reason was his speech wasn't really coming along.
Sure.
And at that point, we were like, well, it's probably just being home with me. He's not getting that back and forth. And it took him about a year, but I kind of realized, he was just looking at kids.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I get it. but we're trying to figure it out. And then in 6 months, he just shot past everything.
Yeah, he seems like he's doing all right now.
Yeah, he's doing real good. Yeah. And to the point where he's actually way ahead, like kind of too far ahead.
Oh, well, yeah. That
and so now he's real bored.
Right.
And he's kind of causing some trouble.
Yeah.
So we put him in like Kumon, which is.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It's like advanced stuff or whatever.
Yep.
Well,
so,
it's advanced or it's get you back.
Or behind. Yeah, exactly. So really good program, but it was one of those things like, okay, so we're doing this. And now it's just trying to figure out what the right situation is.
Right. Gotcha.
Yeah, you're good to adjust that one. That one is really quiet. This one is loud as fuck.
Yeah, so. I see that. No, it's all good. I got a loud voice, so it's all good.
Yeah. But so anyway, we're kind of in that early 4 stage trying to figure that one out. But
now, there are at least some at schools, I would assume.
Yeah, yeah. So
I don't even know. Dude, I had to take the craziest way out here. I was like, oh, God, I got to use bright lights. I didn't realize my car had automatic bright lights, too. I was like, whoa, this is kind of
nice.
Cool. You know, I was like, I'm going down these crazy roads going, where in the hell am I?
Yeah. Well, everybody who comes out here says the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Like, you're out in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Yeah.
For me, it's like, dude, I used to live in Raymore. Like, this used to be like the
Oh, yeah, that's how I met you.
Yeah,
that's how I met you. It was
exactly.
the Raymore, Belton Raymore B&I.
Yeah. That
many moons ago.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I want to get out of this.
Why am I
No offense,
here?
B&I Raymore, but you know.
But kinda.
Yeah, kinda.
Well, and it wasn't the fact that it was a Belton B&I Raymore. It was the fact that it was just kind of a strange.
It was
situation.
a weird setup there. You know, I mean, that whole era for me was super weird. You know, because. I mean, it was just they were sending me out to network, which is I was no stranger to networking. I mean, my wife and I used to go down to the Kansas City Chamber of Commerce and just knock that place silly and come home with stacks of business cards. Whether they panned out, was a different deal, and whether I remember what I actually did was another thing. But I mean, it's the whole B&I thing. I'm not going to talk bad about it, but at the same time, it's like there's a lot of formalities that are kind of a waste of time, and that's what, I mean, it just, I've got tons of clients that have been in it, done it, power clapped and got the hell out of there. I don't know if you did. We didn't do power clapping at the ones we went to. But.
We didn't know because we had like a lot of time in between.
Yeah,
we had that many members,
like 10 people or whatever.
No, I mean, I think the issue that we had, or at least that I had with BNI in our situation, was it was a very small market.
Right.
If you had BNI in certain areas, I can see where that structured environment would be perfect.
Sure, but the thing was is that, I think the whole idea of go put Chris in there, go put people in there, or whatever.
Yeah.
For the company I work for, and I'm not going to mention them anymore.
Of course not.
They're not even around anymore. But
they're not.
No, it's a different deal. I'll tell you off mic on
awesome.
That one. But no, the thing was that it's a growing market, and there's a lot of the clients that I work with right now, we're seeing a big pickup in and I don't come out here very often, honestly, but if you go out towards Belton, Raymore, even Peculiar, there are nice places, and these are mostly service type of businesses, like lawn care and
HVAC, plumbing,
concrete ceiling, window screen repair, stuff like that. So those guys are, killing it out here. And I'm always like, why isn't North Kansas City popping? Blah, 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 blah. And, but yeah, Belton, Raymore, Peculiar, even Grandview, Grandview, Grandview used to, nothing against Grandview. I'm not ragging on Grandview, but to me, it was always like Grandview, or Belton or Raymore.
Yeah. Well, Grandview's got the worst situation of anything because they had the city plan where you would get to random parts of Grandview by having one-way roads on each side of 71 Highway.
Right. I had to use one of those today. It was the worst.
Yeah,
there was a wreck on 71. It was the worst.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So you went the same way that my wife did. She had the exact same experience because she got home like what?
I went down
Truman.
Yeah, Truman Road, or not Truman Road, but Harry Truman Road or whatever, and then went this crazy way, and I was going,
yeah,
please. GPS and internet.
Yeah, but it's because it's one-way roads on each side of the highway.
Right.
And I've seen city plans where like, well, we're going to fix it. It's like, good fucking luck.
Yeah, how are you going to do that?
Yeah, you kind of screwed it by having businesses within 3 feet.
Hey, guys, let's do this while 435 is all fucked up.
Yeah, exactly.
That would just,
not going to work.
That would level South KC. Just level it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%. I mean, 71 Highway,
I-49.
Yeah, the fucking joke that is.
I've got a retail client that's right off of 4th or 71, 49, whatever, and Blue Ridge, and so I interchange them. Whenever I'm writing content for them, because some people are into this I-49 thing. I've been around here for 40 years. 44 years to be honest, but it's going to be 71 highway for me until I die.
Of course.
But this new, it's I-49, but it starts like right here. Here's I-49. It starts right here, but it's 71 highway when you go downtown.
Of course.
So to explain it to people, not that there's many people reading the crap that I write. Google is. That's all I really care about.
Exactly.
But when people actually do, well, where are you located? And I tell the people, it's like you are at 71 highway if they're old, and you're at I-49 if they're young.
Yeah.
Because that's where they're going to remember it. They're not going to,
Yeah. That's the one old person thing that I will absolutely claim, though. It's like, you're at 71 highway.
Right.
You know why? Because we have 3 stoplights north of 435.
Yeah,
that's why.
exactly. Yeah. It's 71 highway. And 71 highway is pretty cool just to get downtown because it's like 15 minutes from where I'm at. But
yeah.
South
well, you're
KC,
in a really good location.
I'm in like the best place to drive.
You're still in the same spot?
Oh, yeah. We're still in that condo. We wouldn't leave there if somebody paid us to.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, they've got security gates and all this crap now. And it's like.
Are you sad about coaches, though?
I've always been sad about coaches, I mean, but that was a weird deal. Like, I remember that morning, like it was yesterday, like I had my nephew over and I think I was taking a, personal day and playing video games or whatever and doing all this stuff. But
you got to do it.
Yeah. But we were watching on TV and he's going, I don't get it, Uncle
So
Chris.
he's right there.
Yeah. I go, no, it's like right down there. And, I had a client in there too. I'm not going to mention them either.
Yeah.
But I had a client down there, but I was like, shit, where am I going to have my meetings now?
Oh, shit.
I mean, really? Because, there's other places out there, but they just don't have the soul. They really don't.
Was that the gold place?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, we can talk about that off mic, too.
No, yeah. There's no way somebody's going to be able to track that down.
No, I hope not. But, it was just one of those crazy deals. But
well, and it was a crazy thing for Kansas City, too, because, I didn't realize.
The whole city would jump in.
Yeah. That was the weird thing. Like,
the whole city was pissed off when they didn't. Because they tried to get, what did they try to get? There was an Episcopal church or a Presbyterian church or something like that that's over by Ward Park. They were trying to get that, but the neighbors were like, "Oh no, we don't want, we don't want the drunks out there at 3 a.m. or 2 a.m. or whatever."
Yeah, you do.
But you do because you know what? But they also have like Corner Cafe and Chelly's and all that stuff, and that's kind of their deal.
Yeah.
I'm cool with that. But if you go to I don't know if you've been to the one out at 135th Street. There's one.
No, I haven't. No,
yeah, just don't waste your time. No,
okay.
Don't waste your time.
Fair enough.
It's not. It's not the same. You're going to find that there's some of the same people there, but it's not.
Not what you're looking for.
It doesn't have the soul. You could walk in there at 3:00 on a sunny day and feel like you're in a, creepy, just like creepy movie where, there'd be people with yellow eyes there. It was the best place ever. It really was. I miss it dearly. I do.
Yeah.
Red Bridge is getting kind of cool. How they're kind of
trying to come back.
Yeah, the barrio's cool. It's the same thing as Brookside Barrio, except you can actually get in most of the time.
That's good.
Yeah, and
I had never, just to let everybody know, like I'd never been to Coach's until I met you there.
Oh yeah, totally. It was
and
the best.
Then I went in there because I always heard Coach's like, oh, it's Coach's, get ready for it. And then I went in there and it's like, dude, this is a hole in the wall bar. That's the best kind of place to go into. Like, hey, you're here, you're a good person.
Yeah.
All right, fuck off.
Yeah.
Having a great time.
Right. It was the best.
Yeah.
It really was. The people were cool there. They got to know you. It was weird because, I get to know people. I know people everywhere I go.
You're very good at that.
Yeah. But, the thing was is that you'd walk into Coach's and be like, it just felt like your friendly neighborhood bar and grill. That's what it was, and nobody was like, oh, I'm too punk rock for it or I'm, that's that dirty place. Nobody ever said that. Everybody was always cool. Okay, we'll go to Coach's. Why not?
Yeah.
So,
well, I really like going into Ugly Joe's, but every once in a while.
Dude, I got clobbered there the other day, and I am going to talk shit about them. Hell yeah.
Oh shit. Okay.
So
because
no,
disclaimer. No, disclaimer, like, I've always liked going in there, but you get a weird vibe every once in a while.
It's a weird
vibe,
dude.
What the fuck is going on? Like, all I'm doing is coming in here because you have 1,000 TVs and beer.
Right. And there are no sports bars in South KC anymore. And that's the only one that's really a sports bar. And it didn't start out as a sports bar. It was super weird. Yeah. It used to be Fuzzy South. I don't know if you're that.
No,
you're old. You're younger than me, so you wouldn't remember that.
I don't.
So it used to be Fuzzy South, and I got some off-mic stories to tell you on that one. But
fantastic.
Yeah.
No, go ahead. I don't care.
Well, no, I'm not going to say that because I don't want my clients to hear that. But no, so it used to be Fuzzy South, and when they took over as Ugly Joe's or whatever, I went in there like right when they opened, and I was like, okay, I'm going to check this place out. So they, you have to. I don't know if you know this or not, but if you're a bar, you have to pay to have like NCAA and MLB and NFL
I
and
figured,
NHL. You got to pay a pretty good chunk of money. It's not like, it's not like,
not like having it to your house.
$100. You know,
Yeah.
it's not like that or whatever. It's not just, we got cable and, you get a premium package or whatever. It's a lot of money.
Yeah.
So they didn't have it when I first went in there. So they were playing not the last Rambo movie that just came out, but, obviously like the last one where it was just completely over the top violent, and they were playing on every single TV in there. It was insane. And I mean, it like shows like the machine gun like just ripping people's flesh apart. And I'm going, what in the world is going on here? And I had a meeting. I had a 1-to-1, a B&I 1-to-1 in there. I'm not going to say who was with, but she was going, what the hell kind of place did you bring me to? And I was like, I don't know. They just opened.
But I really like the Montana sauce. It's really good. You should try it.
But no, to rip on them real quick. This is no
it's all good. It's all good.
Okay, so I got a new movie buddy, my brother-in-law Jason. He's like he's about to have another kid. He's going to be like you, but it's just, and so he's
sane.
Like, so he's like, I want to go to, Joker and Terminator and stuff like that. And I'm like, all right, cool, I'll totally do it. Because I can get out whenever, It's just getting him out. So he's my new movie guy. So we went to this place after we went and saw Joker, and we were like, oh my God, I feel like shit about this. I feel like a horrible person. Society's fucked. And, this is terrible.
Is this the last one?
Yeah, this last Joker movie. I mean, it would really make you feel like shit, really. So, we leave there and we go over to Ugly Joe's. So I'm like, let's go there real quick. And he lives in Olathe or whatever. So we go down there, and they have we're like, you have any Oktoberfest or whatever? And like, oh yeah, we've got the KC Beer Co. Fest. And I'm like, all right, cool. I love KC Beer Company.
Yep.
Shout out to them. Love Boulevard too. We're drinking that right now.
Absolutely.
But so we we're drinking and yay, this is fun. We're having a good time. and then we get the bill. They were charging $9 a cup for KC Beer Co. And I asked the waiter, I go, what's going on with this? This is like Chiefs or Royals prices. He goes, oh, it's real rare. The hell it's not. It's right down the street, dude. Get real. So, and then I thought maybe I was just drunk or whatever, because we did have a few drinks while we were watching the movie and everything else. And so I went back the next night. I had a meeting and I was like, well, we'll have it here. It's right down the street. Same damn thing, $9 a beer. I'm like, dude, come on. This is fucking right down the street, man. I mean, it's literally like 20 blocks that way. It's not rare.
Yeah.
Well, it's seasonal. And come on. Get real. So, I'm not real happy about that. I paid for it, and I'll drink it. I drank every last drop of it. But, it's one of those things where I was like, man, come on, $9 a beer, dude. Get real.
Well, yeah, and, I mean, I say I like Ugly Joe's, but the reason that I like them is because, like, I order a Coors Light, and it's like, it's $1.50.
Yeah, I mean, if you like that kind of beer, I can't do it because it just makes me pee a lot. I mean, I have some people that I work with.
I'm a beer pansy, dude. Like, I drink Coors Light because it's the thing that tastes like water.
You're gonna love these.
Yeah, I know. I'm enjoying this winter nutcracker.
Oh yeah, winter warmer. It'll warm you up.
Yeah, it's feeling good.
Yeah, it'll get you. It'll get you for sure. So yeah, I mean, South KC's. I'm down with South KC. I'm a total South KC guy. I live out there pretty much. I mean, I have meetings once a month with my clients. So, and if we do, it's usually out there, even if they're not from around there, because I try to make them like places that I like, so that I don't have to go. I mean, there was a time where I was meeting with one client up at
and you are good at selling that, by the way.
Yeah,
like you're good at being like, here's where
this
it's
is the place to go. Yeah,
and I mean, and again, when you go somewhere, you are very good about knowing everybody that's there.
I try to.
You're a natural salesman. That's really what you are.
Yeah, I've always been kind of good at that. Yeah, I mean, but I can flip it on and off whenever I get pissed off, and that's when I got in trouble with a lot of the companies that I work with. That I just didn't. Yeah, I'm too. I have too many beliefs and too many philosophies about how things should work, and you're one of the catalysts to put me where I am now. Whenever your I can't remember what it was called. I looked it up and tried to find it, but I couldn't find it.
Songtagle?
Yeah. I mean, I was so pissed that they just didn't jump in, head first into this shit. I mean, to me that was like revolutionary stuff. I mean, I consider myself a misfit, and I like when people come up with misfit ideas. That's what I want to do. It's what I do now. It's why I'm love what I do. Yeah. But like just stuff like that. It's like, come on, get real. And I can try to sell it until I'm blue in the face, but people say no. That's what I don't like. That's what I hate about sales, is that they do say no sometimes.
Well, the funniest thing about like that situation was the amount of investment it would take to be something that would make money. Like, that's what I always look at. It's
Right,
like,
right.
What's the investment versus what will it make?
Right.
It's like, yeah, you can invest $1 billion in something that will make you 5, but if you invest $1 million in something that makes you 32, you win.
Right. Well, see, you're one of those money guys. I don't really do that. I mean, I've always been blessed to be able to like not think about money and just get it. I mean, and I still do that today. Like I forgot to do billing for last month and had to do it like last minute today. And it's the 5th. I mean, it's like, come on, get real.
Gotta figure it out though.
Yeah, I mean, it's got its ups and downs for sure. I mean, there's a lot of I have some really good clients. I really do.
Yeah.
I have some people that have. I like to think that I really changed their lives, and they've changed mine too. I mean, it's a give and take thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I've taken everything that that I've learned from all the shitty companies I work for and all the good companies that I work for, or at least the good parts of them. You know what I mean? To where it's it's a give and take thing, because it really is. I mean, the Paul Stanley, who I'm not a big Kiss fan at all. I'm more into harder shit, but Paul Stanley said that life's a lot like sex. The more you put into it, the more you get out of it.
Yeah.
And the internet's the same way. It's not a there's no and just marketing in general is like that. You know, I mean, if you put it all into one thing, like, I'm going to do Facebook ads, like that's just.
Congratulations.
You're going to get, likes and clicks and shares, and it doesn't equate to dollars and cents always.
No, Facebook's going to let you know that you look good to them.
Mm-hmm.
And
baby.
You'll pay like
crazy. Oh,
yeah,
baby.
Yeah.
You're going to get some. And you know what? They know if you're a guy or a girl who's running the ads. So, and if you look at like cute girls or whatever, you're going to get cute girls that out of nowhere like your page. Yeah. It's interesting how that works, but
yeah, it is crazy. Like I think TikTok, the number one. No, yeah, I know. Oh yeah. But the number one person on TikTok is like this good-looking girl who has 34.5 million followers. Right. Wah wah. Yeah, we don't look like that. We're not going to get 34.5 million followers.
No. I'm grabbing a beer.
Yeah, go ahead. I mean, but the one thing, because I know you're listening, is one of the things that I appreciate more about your business than so many others is that when you get into a business, when you are backing a business, when you are trying to grow their brand, you give them 2 talks. And the first talk is, 1, if you ever have a voicemail that is full, I will pull you immediately.
I don't like that shit.
Yeah.
I hate that shit.
And 2, I'm not going to make you the prettiest online, but I'm going to get you phone calls.
Yeah, I mean, or it's really anymore. It's like phone calls, emails, and directions. I don't like it when people say, "Hey, I got this idea," and but they don't know what they want out of it. It's like, and I guess that's the money, what little money part I have about this, where it's like, well, if you can't, if I don't know how to quantify what I'm delivering to you,
that's your phone.
That's got to be my phone. Let me put my phone over here so it doesn't
You're good.
do that. So if you don't know how to quantify what you want out of this, then I can't fucking help you. I mean, that's just all there is to it. I'm data driven to a degree, but I'm more.
You're data driven like a motherfucker.
I am. I mean, I want clicks. I want all that stuff. I mean, but I don't care so much about likes and everything, because I can quantify. Like if you own a retail store, okay, let's say you own a liquor store or something like that, so if somebody looks for a liquor store south, what are we in, South Lee Summit? Yeah. And you show up, so you show up with 10 of your competitors, whatever. I want to be able to say, hey, look, I got you 200 people that didn't know where you were because they wouldn't have clicked, on get directions had they known where you were. Okay. And that's new people. Now it's your job, once they get to your store, to sell them the liquor they want. This is a real tough sell. I mean, liquor's kind of addictive, and or even cigarettes or whatever.
I have wine. It's here.
Yeah, here it is. Here's wine. Here's whiskey. Whatever. So you get them. I bring them. You sling them. It's real simple stuff, right? So, from that you can say, okay, so I had 200 people come in last month, okay, that were new, okay, and I had 100 people come in this month that were new, okay. So you're going to have slow months, not during the holidays, I'll tell you that. No. But you know what I mean? I mean,
perfect timing, by the way.
I'll bring them to you, but it's your job to make it a golden experience to where they come back. Yeah. Because I'll continue to add it. The thing is about, no matter what you search, no matter what service or product you're looking for, retail, service-driven, whatever. The whole fact of the matter is that people are looking for, what you do.
Yep.
You know, and in most cases, sometimes it's a little vague and they don't know, like remodeling. God, that's the weirdest one. It's the weirdest one I do because it's so vague.
Yeah.
Remodeling could mean, oh, I'm doing I want to do a home addition on my trailer, in a trailer court. I mean, seriously.
Or staging.
Or
anything.
Yeah. Or what is this, rough-in work? Or, I mean, all this stuff, carpentry, and people, it's kind of like lawn care. Lawn care is another one where it's like so vague. Like, to me, lawn care means mowing, but to a lot of people, it means fertilizing, seeding, overseeding, verticutting, aerating, all this other shit that goes along, leaf removal, all this other shit that goes along with it. And when you add lawn and landscape to it, that makes it even more crazy.
Yeah.
And people are really, so you have to cast your net wide, but then kind of reel it in. And that's the data-driven part where it's like, what's working, what's not. Because if we're getting people where, it says they're thinking that it's a wine tasting every Thursday night, but you're not having wine tasting, it's not making any sense as to why they're coming to you. Or if, you say, I've got the biggest wine selection in the world, but you have one shelf of it, it's like, we might want to rethink how we're wording this.
Amazon might have you beat.
Yeah. I mean, I've never ordered booze off Amazon. I'm sure it's probably, cool, but,
I just always assume that Amazon has everybody beat. That's fine.
I mean, I don't see a lot of people. I even though like we get boxes at our door every fucking day. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
I was
the same way.
I was expecting a box today from England, and I thought, oh, it's going to take forever to get here. It's a Han Solo coat. It's totally badass. Fur hood and everything like the Hoth one. And I'm thinking, oh, it's going to be here, in like the blue one, yeah, like where he's on Hoth. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'll see you in hell. That kind of stuff.
Nice.
So I'm waiting for it or whatever, and I'm thinking, where would I have gone to get this? Had I not found this. Yeah, exactly. Hey guys. But yeah, I mean, it's like, but we get stuff every day. But there's places that I go all over the city right now, still, to get certain things that I want. So it's not like local marketing's dying by any stretch of the imagination.
No,
at all. I mean, because Amazon can't do lawn care.
No.
And I think they might sell bongs and stuff. I work with a lot of smokes and vape shops. You know that, I would assume.
I was going to bring that up later.
Oh yeah,
it's all good.
Okay, that's a weird one.
I'm excited about that conversation.
That's a can of worms right there.
No, I'm actually really excited about it because I'm excited to talk about one, what is happening with what would you call it? Vaping.
Oh yeah.
And all of the explosions, and then two, what's going to happen when Missouri finally goes, dude, we can't be the last fucking state to legalize.
Yeah, I mean, are we getting into this now, or do you want to get into this later?
We can do it now if you want.
Let's get into it now.
All right, cool.
You're bringing up some stuff.
It's cool. It's all good.
So let me just tell you this.
Yep, keep going.
We've got a... I
have to grab a watery beer.
Yeah, I see that. It was going Coors Light on me.
This is nothing against Boulevard Beer, but they make great beer.
Yeah, that beer is especially heavy.
But
it's like
Jesus.
It'll warm you up. Yeah,
yeah, I was feeling it.
I'll have to take the highway home. Thank God this isn't live. But
all right, go ahead.
So the smoke shops that I work, it was one of the first clients that I picked up as Webforce. I mean, and I beat these guys up nonstop. And this was when I was a smoker, and I don't smoke cigarettes anymore, or chew tobacco or any of that stuff. I vape a little bit when I drink, just because nicotine and booze are like my favorite thing in the world. I don't know why. But
because you're awake, but still enjoying it.
Right. But I don't smoke cigarettes anymore, and it's been for 3 months, 4 months, something like that. I don't remember. But
oh wow.
Yeah. I just recently quit. My daughter had begged me to quit, and I was like, she said, "Please stop smoking before I start school." And I was like, I'll quit when you start school because we'll be going to the pool, and my pool's like the Playboy Mansion, but not really because I'm married. Anyway.
Good job, though.
So the smoke shops were one of my first like really big clients that were like really wanting to, get on board, start expanding like immediately. Mm-hmm. Like they had ideas that were crazy. And I tried to tone them down because I was like, man, don't do a shop here and then another one a block away. That's fucking crazy. But it ended up working out because we figured out that if we made cultures for each one, it would work. Different cultures. Like one's more of a, I've got premium Macanudo, cigars and stuff like that. So it's more of a tobacco shop.
Yeah, let's go into that a little bit because sure. I really am interested because when I think about cultures, that sounds interesting.
Yeah.
But when you think about like weed shops in Colorado and everything else,
Right.
it's like, okay, so we're just relaxed here, and this is a sales operation as opposed to vape shops, because I think that's a very different situation here.
It is. And I don't, I mean, like I said, I vape a little bit, like when I get drunk, basically.
Yeah.
But I'm not part of the vape culture. I'm 44. I don't want to spend my time.
Honestly, I think that is probably most people. And
right,
I may be incorrect, but I assume.
But I know enough about it to where it's like I know what mods are, and I know what pods are, and I know what I know how Juul's crazy right now. But the thing is that there is a market. There's a market for everything.
Yeah,
I mean, we know that. I mean, the internet wouldn't exist if there wasn't.
True.
But the smoke shops all have their own little culture about them, and it has a lot to do with the people.
Yeah.
And so, my job for each, smoke shop is to say, what is the culture here? What is going on? Who's coming in here?
Mm-hmm.
Is it old people that just want a cheap carton of smokes? Like they figured out that Quick Trip charges like 40% more than somebody else, or are these people that want these hand blown glass bongs? They can just get or dab rigs. Dab rigs are my favorite. It's like concentrated weed where they can just get totally
I like that.
Oh yeah, totally, dude. I mean, it's like. It's and you have to kind of figure out who's going into where and why, and some of them are kind of a hodgepodge of all those kind of people combined. But like we've got one out in Martin City, and it's a straight up head shop, vape shop. There's not if there's any tobacco there, it's like blunts. So you can just roll up a blunt instead of
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, it's totally cool. Yeah, I know, right? Should have brought
so you
some.
Just kidding,
I don't do it. No, I'm just. So, no, I actually don't smoke weed. I don't smoke weed.
Yeah,
I really don't. And I'm not lying either. Swear to God.
No,
I'm not saying I don't do other things, but
I really enjoy smoking weed when it's in a state that it's legal.
Right, exactly.
That's my issue.
I really like edibles when they're in a state that's legal.
Yeah, and I shouldn't say I don't like edibles.
Right.
Because I might.
Right.
But
they scare you.
No, it's not that.
Oh,
it's that when I go to Colorado, it's like, and now I'm happy.
I don't like smelling like weed. That's one of the things that, like, when I'm in the smoke shops, like, having meetings or whatever, people walk in and they smell like freaking skunk, based magic.
And that makes sense.
Yeah.
No, but like when I go to Colorado, like I do the same thing that I do with cigars in Missouri.
Sure.
Like I do love smoking a good cigar.
Oh, I do too.
So
I like
smoke
that.
A cigar.
And I think I probably would still do that.
Yeah. So it's like I'll smoke a good cigar, have a great time, and then the moment that I'm done, the moment it's like 3/4 of the way and I have to get rid of it, like,
right?
And now I don't want to smell like this anymore. So
no,
I'll go take a shower.
It totally sucks.
Brush my teeth, and I'll go to bed. But it's the same thing in Colorado.
Yeah.
Like if I smoke weed, I'm done after I'm done. It's just like, okay, now I'm going to brush my teeth. I'm high as shit.
I haven't been to Colorado yet. Oh. I know, right? Isn't that crazy? I don't have time.
It's not. I mean, I've only been to Colorado.
I'm still trying to get to Disney World Star Wars Land, dude. I mean, seriously. I'm trying to find the time to just to get the hell out of town. I keep taking on new projects. But anyway, so smoke shops, yeah. I mean, there's a whole culture thing going on, and one of the biggest catalysts that we found, and this is data-driven stuff, was that.
Okay, hold on. Data-driven.
Okay, yeah. So this is data-driven stuff. So we saw a huge uptick in people that we normally wouldn't see in these smoke shops, using their credit cards and whatnot. Credit card sales were, went, way different. Once Kansas City, Missouri, because most of the smoke shops I work with are in Kansas City or around Kansas City.
Yeah.
I have some in Dallas and stuff like that now, but so once they decriminalized marijuana to where you can have, I don't know what the thing is, and don't quote me on this, but like an ounce or a couple grams. I don't know. I don't know what the deal is, but in Kansas City proper, you get caught with a little bag of weed, it's $25 fine. I don't know if they take it away from you or what. I don't know. But either way, once that happened, we saw an uptick in people coming in looking for papers and grinders and pipes and all this stuff that we normally would never see. Where they got it before, I have no fucking clue. I have no idea. Amazon maybe. I don't know.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. But, I mean, the thing is that, just hanging out in these shops sometimes, because I go in there and, I talk to the owners and whatnot, and we we're looking at, the people that are walking in. I try to make them do that. They really don't care. They're just like, whatever, Chris, you're the one that's focused on all this shit, not us. We're here to sell. That's what we do. You bring them, we sling them, blah, blah. So, but yeah, I noticed like people in suits and ties coming in on their lunch hours, like lunchtime. I would always go down there and be it's kind of a dick move, but I'd go down on my lunch hour, which is like normal people's lunch hours or whatever, and go down and have little meetings or whatever. And it's like, this is our fucking busiest time, you ding dong. What are you doing here? Sorry, I just want to see the people too, because if I can't see what's going on in the real world, I mean, I know I can see everything that's going on the internet. That's easy. I can do that all day, anytime, anywhere.
No, but I mean, you told me a long time ago it's all about localized transactions.
It is.
Yeah,
it is 100%. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, sure, there's a wholesale side of it too, to where the people that I work with that are in that industry, they do have a pretty broad reach as far as. I'm trying to figure out how to say this without being weird. No, I'm not even going to say that. They have a wholesale side of it too, and I don't do much marketing for that. I really don't,
because I'm sure it's already there.
It's already there.
Yeah,
it's already there. I mean, you sell out of pipes, we got more. We'll send them to you. Here it comes. But there's different trends that go on. To where it's like people want hand blown glass, man, and I don't want the brand names anymore. I mean, and I want the premium ones. I mean, there was one that was like this. I swear to God. Nothing against Snoop Dogg. He's great. I love him. Not my favorite musician in the world, obviously, but he had Snoop Dogg pounds, these Puro glass pipes, and I swear to God, the one was this big. It was like, this is 6 inches, and the other one was like maybe 8 or 9 inches. This one was $180. I swear, this is no different. I know, just because it had the fucking name. He also had.
It was like Kanye's T-shirt that was like $250.
Yes, it's like that. So there's like
that's
these
a white T-shirt.
There's brand names that come out that people will seek out, but then when they're not cool and you've got a whole stack of them, sitting there, it's like, what do you do?
And then that's $3,000 that you can't fucking sell.
Right.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't really get into so much the like what's popular and what's not, but I can see what keywords people search, which is the data-driven part, and say, people are dabbing a lot. People are liking to smoke concentrated THC, more than.
How the fuck is that? Like, when you really think about your business, like your job is to sell, without question.
Yeah.
But you are dealing with online sales versus in-person sales, and
you can't try it before you buy it, online. I mean, you can do a 3D thing, or
but that's
click
a motherfucker.
to enlarge. Yeah, well, I mean.
If you're good, if you've got the right position, that's fantastic. But at the same time, like, if you have a situation where it blows up online, but you can't sell it in store, like, what the fuck is the store for?
I don't know how to answer that, because we don't focus on what we would fail at, if that makes any sense.
No, it does make sense, because again, that's not a negative to you. I'm just confused as shit, because like some stores blow the fuck up, and then their in-store sales don't do shit.
Yeah,
but some stores blow up inside.
Like big brand names. Totally. I mean, a lot of these, and I'm thinking like shoes and and stuff that's like with limited edition.
Yeah,
that
it's like we have 10 shoes.
Yeah,
and now you can't order them online.
Oh,
fuck! Why am I here online?
You know what? There was a guy. I swear to God, there was a guy like there was a guy. God, this was 4 or 5 years ago. He was really into like these high-end tennis shoes or sneakers or whatever. And he had tons of them. They were all cool, and I wouldn't wear them.
They were shoes.
I mean, I wear Vans. I mean, I'm all about skateboarding shoes.
Yeah, I'm a dad.
Yeah, you wear
those are cool Hans.
Well, those are,
those are fancy.
Yeah, those are fancier dad shoes, but
one shoe.
Whatever. Yeah. I try to wear good socks though. That's my new thing, is good socks.
I have Puma socks.
Yeah. Well, okay. Those are kind of weird, especially if you're wearing shorts.
They're Costco socks.
Oh yeah. I'm all about Costco. But no, I mean, like, so he was like, "Can you create a bot that will go and buy out these shoes like the minute they go on sale?" And I was like, "No, I don't think I'm capable of that, man.
No,
I just don't think I can pull that one off." But he's like, there are people out there that probably do stuff like that, to where they destroy the online thing, like destroy their stock, and then you can scramble around, run. It reminds me of like whenever I was in college, we would buy Star Wars figures. Like Star Wars figures came back out. We were like, "Oh my God, Star Wars figures are back!" And they're even by Kenner, or it was Hasbro, really. But and we would run around to Target and Walmart and all these different places trying to find when we knew they would drop, because the internet was first, it was kind of getting to where it was usable, on a daily basis at that point. And so we'd figure out when these action figures would drop, and we'd run around and try to, because we couldn't buy them just from Hasbro. They were like, "Why do you want a case of action figures?"
Well, yeah.
Kid.
It was like when I bought my Nintendo Switch, and it took me 6 months to actually get one.
Oh, yeah, totally. Yeah. When anything Nintendo puts out, it's going to be a train wreck.
Yeah. Well, it was Zelda.
Oh, yeah.
That was all I cared about.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
it's a badass game, too.
Yeah, my love is Zelda. I give a fuck about anything else in Nintendo, and that's the truth.
I like Mario. I like all the Mario games. Mario games.
You said it perfectly. I like Mario.
Yeah.
I love Zelda.
Yeah. I like Zelda, too. My daughters were into, like, Overwatch and stuff like that now, so it's kind of like...
Which one's Overwatch?
It's like Fortnite, I guess, but it's by the world
gamer?
But it's by the World of Warcraft people, so it's a little more.
Is she on Twitch yet?
No, but I like Twitch. I'm cool with Twitch. Twitch is Mr. Rogers' neighborhood, dude. Come on,
dude. I have a button right here.
For Twitch? Oh, geez.
No,
yeah.
I'm upset. Like, I'm not obsessed with Twitch in the way that I think most people are, where they're like, dude, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a following. I'm going to do it. I'm obsessed with Twitch because of what it means.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Because the best thing I've ever heard is somebody that was like, hey, I really like watching people play video games.
I do too. I dig it.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. That's fantastic. But, I mean, it's weird, right? And then somebody said, like, no, it's really fucking weird. That's wrong.
Bernie Sanders has a Twitch account now, which is
does he really?
Oh, yeah, totally. I think it's hilarious.
No, my thing was, it was like,
not that I'm a Bernie supporter, but
do you like watching people buy houses? It's like, oh, you're gonna bring up HGTV.
Oh yeah, totally, dude.
Oh, yeah,
that's the same thing.
It's the exact same thing.
You know what? Here's the thing. Like, because my daughter goes, "Oh, I want Overwatch. I want this," and she was buying, getting all these these expensive freaking toys for, what's her name? Diva. Diva is like the cool.
I don't know who Diva is.
It's a character in Overwatch or whatever.
I mean, I'm 32. If I knew what Diva was, I'd probably have to go to jail.
I mean, it's it's like a character. It's one of the characters, that you can play. It's a playable character. So
okay.
And I'm like, all right, what else? All this stuff. She goes, oh, I want Overwatch for Christmas. So we got it for her. I don't remember if it was last year or the year before.
Well, your daughter has a good head on her shoulders too.
Yeah, she's pretty smart.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, I want to start playing this with you, because it's like fight, shoot,
and that's
kill.
where you guys are awesome. Because
totally.
your daughter has a good head on her shoulders, and you're like.
Yeah,
I'll be a part of this.
So, but here's the thing is, so I was like, well, let's just play with Diva. Let's just do that. And we'll usually play the girls, because she's a girl, and the guys I played, and I was like, I don't get it so much. So we started playing this, whatever, and then I realized Disney XD has like Overwatch Champion League or whatever. So. And this is on every freaking weekend.
That's so smart.
Yeah, and theirs is different. They can like swoop around and the battlefield and all this stuff to where you're playing just as first person or whatever. Is it first or third?
First person shooter.
Yeah, I don't. It's pretty much that, but it's a big deal. And then we would walk into places like Box Lunch. I don't know if you've ever been there or not, but it's like a geek hub in the mall or whatever. Or it's kind of like. What's the one? Hot Topic, but
no,
it's a little more upscale than it's not as punk rocky or death metal, if that makes any sense at all.
The weirdest part about this conversation is we were just talking about, like, my family was just talking about Hot Topic a week and a half ago.
Best. I love it.
And I was trying to explain it to him, like, so if you could imagine emo in a store, and you're like,
right.
Hot Topic.
Oh yeah, Hot Topic, totally.
Fuck. All right,
but
fine.
See, the thing about Hot Topic though is this: like when my daughter was into Pokemon, we could go into Hot Topic, and she could go look at Pokemon shit, or even princesses, like the Disney princesses. They'd have Disney princess shit, and I could go look at like Slayer shirts. I mean, it's the best.
You are an incorrigible metal fan.
I like metal, man. I mean, I'm into like this shit called mathcore now. It's a little bit screamier and crazier.
Is it like Common Core and Mathcore?
It's probably what a lot of Common Core kids end up getting into. But no, I mean, I started getting into like the Dillinger Escape Plan a lot lately, and they're not a new band. They're old. Yeah, I know. It's like these blast beat kind of rhythm switches that are just ridiculous.
I can guarantee you one thing.
What?
Anybody that listens to my podcast has no idea what that meant.
Well, they might Google it and check it out. There's some other ones. Car Bomb is another good one. Car Bomb's a super good one.
But I mean, like you introduced me to a couple of bands, including the one that was like two women that.
Oh, Butcher Babies, yeah.
Butcher Babies.
That's just fun to look at. Like,
yeah,
they're ex-Playboy Playmates,
but it's insane.
Oh yeah, they were totally
because they're
insane.
also very good.
Yeah,
and it's
they're
kind
pretty
of
good.
insane.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun stuff. We saw him. I saw him in Westport when the Beaumont Club was
You
still around.
interacted.
I did. I actually met him and hugged him and hung out with him and invited him out. Yeah, that was an interesting night to say the least.
To say the least, and especially with the company.
Oh yeah, that's an off mic moment for sure.
No, but I mean, like, you have to look at every situation that you've been in with your particular profession and just be like, how the fuck do I end up with this, right?
You know, I don't.
Because I really do, and I'm going to put this in perspective. I look at it as a positive because what you do is you bring about, like, you really do look at businesses and you say, how can I make these more popular? How can I bring these?
I try to give them a voice.
Yeah,
I want to give them a voice. I mean, that's the whole thing. Is like I'm not short of words. I've never been short of words in my entire life.
Yeah,
I mean, you know, if my first computer was in 1984, Christmas of 1984, I got a Timex Sinclair. Yes, no, it was a Timex Sinclair 1000. Do a Google search on that one. You'll laugh your ass off. And my uncle actually bought me the 64K expansion port. Ooh, man. And so I was
64K.
64K, yeah.
Damn.
And I'm like, what? I'm like, what do you do with this? You know, because I mean, I think we had computers at my school, but I don't remember. You know, and
That's
so I don't remember what was going on. And so he's like, no, these cassette tapes, you have to get a tape recorder. Remember the tape recorders are about a foot long? And, you know, like
here.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Yep.
And so he goes, you have to get a tape recorder, and that's how you do it. And so they'd go, you know, and make these noises or whatever. But you would plug it directly into this thing, and the keyboard was like McDonald's key, you know, like keys, like you know how they're like covered with a plastic or whatever.
2 inches by about 6.
Yeah, totally. And it was maybe it was maybe as big as an iPad. That's as big as it was.
Yeah, but with giant keys.
Right, and so it would take like 30 minutes to load Flight Simulator, which was like, I mean, if you think Minecraft looks blocky, this was the worst. But it had a little book with it, how to program. You know, that was one of the things that it was the first language was BASIC. You know, that was the whole thing.
Yeah.
And so I learned how to kind of do a little bit of programming or whatever with that. And then I got the Atari 130XE, I think it was. And that's when I started making my own games and stuff.
Yeah, that's beyond me.
No, I mean, there was an Atari home computer system that was totally badass. They had totally badass games.
This long.
Yeah, it was like really long. Well, it seemed like it was long when you were younger. It's not as big as you think it was.
It's 3 feet fucking long.
No, it's not, dude. It was. I actually saw one. There was one in my dad's basement at my stepmom's house, and I was like, I thought this was much bigger than it was, and it wasn't as big as, you know. But yeah, I mean, I've always tried to, you know, kind of. It's always been my favorite, you know, place to go to do art, you know, and I feel like, you know, like some days I wake up and it's not fun to talk about lawn care and stuff like that. But, you know, I'm a very content-driven company.
Yeah.
That's what we do. My job is to create content for people and to be their voice. And Google likes it. Google's always liked it. You know, I've never had a problem getting people to show up for whatever I want them or whatever they want to show up for.
Yeah.
Never had a problem with that. The problem is that the curtains have to match the drapes. So if I'm saying we're the best, we're the greatest, we're this, we're that, you know, when they show up, they have to be that.
Yeah.
You know, and so I feel like, you know, we kind of, with everybody that I work with, we kind of push each other, you know, up, you know, and more because, you know, I don't want to be, I've worked for companies that are just this cookie cutter bullshit crap where it's like you're a sales guy in a call center and, you know, oh, I just signed up an old folks home for pay-per-click. Great, here's a list of all the other ones in the area. So you're working with them, and it's like, well, how the fuck is that like a selling point? I mean, really, that's not a selling point. That's like, well, I'm going to be doing the same thing. It is a selling point, and some people do buy that. They're just like, oh, well, if they're doing it, we got to do it too, you know. And I get that. I understand you got to keep up with the Joneses and all that. But the reality is, like, you know, I always wanted to provide a customized, you know, thing that was really yours, you know, like it was really you know, that really worked too. It wasn't just so crazy and, you know, bizarre. And that's, you know, the whole goal of this, you know, I can't make people better than what they already are. Right. But, you know, as long as, you know, the people that I'm working with believe that they are the best, then they will be. And I'll make them that way. And, you know, and I just do, I have fun. I literally have fun.
And you're about conversion.
And conversion, yeah. I mean, if I can't prove that I'm doing it, there's no point in me fucking doing it.
You could have the best website in the entire world. It could look beautiful.
Yeah, I'm not going to build you the best website in the world. I can tell you that right now.
But if you get 24 phone calls a day,
yeah,
then who gives a shit?
Yeah, I mean, right now it's like I always threaten people, like my lawn care guy. I always threaten him. I'm going to write a blog about leaf removal. No, don't you fucking dare. We went all out when I first started working with them. We went all out on leaf removal, thinking that, and we still show up. I have not mentioned leaves or leaf removal other than leave the lawn care to us. That's as close to leaf removal as I've gotten. And he's still killing it. He's still killing it. Don't have
so
to.
You're doing leaf removal?
But I was doing crazy shit. Like I was photoshopping like eyes and a monster mouth onto a pile of leaves and saying, oh, those leaves are, trying to get you or they're it's looming out there. But
who cares?
Right. Yeah.
It gets you business.
Right.
Who cares?
Right. I want to do it conventionally to where people won't go, whoa, this guy is fucking crazy. Yeah. But at the same time, I want to do it to where it's, it disrupts. A little bit. Yeah. Disrupting is kind of part of the when you learn to disrupt a little bit to where it actually becomes data driven, to where you can see that disrupting actually works when you're doing something different. Then that's the whole goal of this. I mean,
100%. Yeah. What's the next step though?
I'm actually studying right now. I'm going to start building apps just for Apple for right now.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So I'm working. That's my latest thing that I'm working on. Is I'm starting to learn how to build apps, and they're just going to be very simple at first, but. When I tell people what I'm doing, they always have big ideas of, you should do this. Once you figure it out. But I don't really know how it works yet. Mm-hmm. I have a general idea. Yeah. But the playground is very different from what I do already. Like right now, I primarily work in WordPress, Facebook, but Facebook, it's not where I make the most money. But yeah, that's kind of the next step is building apps. Everybody keeps asking me about Alexa and Google Home and Apple Pod or HomePod or what.
I think Gary Vee has had a very good introduction to this particular environment.
Yeah, I mean,
you're gonna have to deal with that.
I just, it's not my. I think all that stuff's cool. Yeah. I use Siri like it's my little bitch every day. I really do. I do. I use her like she's my bitch. She's my secretary. She's my assistant. She's all those things wrapped up into one. Yeah. But, I just, apps are really, I have noticed there's a new client I'm about to take on, and I talked to they have a vendor. I'm not going to get into all the details of who they are and what they do or whatever, but they have a supplier or vendor or whatever that they referred me to and said, here, talk to this guy. And I talked to this guy for like fucking hour and a half, and I thought it was going to be a 15-minute call. Yeah. He started telling me, he was like, well, yeah, we really need people to develop apps. And I go, what apps are out there that you guys are doing? And he showed me, I'm like, these are terrible. These are the worst apps. I could do better than this. And so I decided I'm just going to learn how to do it. You know? And that's my latest thing. I mean, it's kind of it's not the ultimate future.
No, I understand.
But it's the next step.
Yeah, but when you talk about you're going to look to create new apps, like what does that mean?
Well, I'm not really sure yet. I just want to figure out how to do the basics first because it's, once you get into.
And the reason, just so you know, the reason that I asked you that question is because I think creating an app that is very basic is going to be very helpful when you're talking about Alexa and Siri and everything else.
It is, but at the same time, I want to make it functional. I don't like building websites for no reason. Right. I sure as hell don't want to build an app that's pointless either. It's like build an app. That
My basement's flooding. Yeah, you should call so and so. Like that's what I mean.
Right, totally. Yeah, totally. I don't know. One of the things that I haven't really researched at all because I honestly don't care, right now because it's not
just not at that point.
No, I'm not at that point to where it's like, where I'm looking over at your sump pump over there, right? Yeah. So because we're in a basement, a creepy basement,
very creepy,
but
pink fluffy shit all around.
Oh yeah, totally. It's got like these ball gags hanging on them.
Just a couple of handcuffs and you'd be fucked over.
But no, I'm like, but I see like commercials like that, like is your basement flooding? You've got to, blah. I mean, and Siri, find me a thing. Well, Siri, and this is not really insider shit. Everybody can figure this out. But so you've got two different ways of looking at the way a search works. Okay, you've got paid advertising, obviously, and anybody can pay to be at the top of Google. But if you're in a competitive industry, you're going to find that it's very expensive. You're paying out the ass for those clicks. Yeah. And from those clicks, you're going to get and I'm assuming, I don't know because I don't have an Apple HomePod or Alexa or
$1 million.
Yeah, or to go experiment around with to see how it works. I mean, they'll tell you, oh, it works great. And the thing about Google is they always push, oh, yeah, pay-per-click works great.
No,
You're going to love
it's
it.
great. It's great.
You're going to love it. But the thing is that, these are probably old numbers, but I bet they're probably still the same. So, you when you do a search online, there's ads, and this is for competitive industries or industries that people actually want to show up for but don't want to do the work.
Right.
You're going to have a series of ads. There's 3 at the top. There's some at the bottom now, which is really kind of weird. But then you'll have the maps portion if they're local, and then you'll have the search engine results that are organic, which is what I do. And then, so I don't know how, all these, home devices or whatever are picking and choosing who they're, showing. But whenever I do a voice search with like Siri, I'm finding that, I found 3 near you. Okay. Those 3 are usually fairly good on Yelp. And the reason why is because Yelp is what Apple Maps uses to do their listing. So if you want to show up, I want to show up on Google Maps, of course, more people use that, which is also Waze, and that's how they bounce all that. But with Apple Maps, it's Yelp. So it's tough to get people to write reviews when you're a lawn care company on Yelp, because
that's got to be the most.
It's just tough to get people to write reviews. Period.
Well, 100%. But it also has to be something that somebody that is pushing for. We're trying to be the top company. That's a very different marketing strategy than anything we've ever seen.
Yeah.
Hey, go on Yelp and do 5 reviews, and all of a sudden you've done better than the Kansas City Star could ever do.
Yeah. Yeah.
We've never seen that in this time.
It's one of the harder things. I don't really push it so much because I know that for the time being anyways, and it will change. But for the time being, Google is still it's the main search engine that people use. And the weird thing about it is they don't even use it like we live in Kansas City. I live in Kansas City. You don't really, though. You live in Lee Summit.
No, Kansas City is 50 feet that way.
Oh, is it 50 feet?
Literally, our backyard borders Kansas
crazy.
City.
Yeah. But, most people search that way. So those are the keywords that we want to show up for. Lee Summit and all that stuff come later. But, that's where we go after, for the most part. But, there's so many new.
I remember when I got Dream Home KC.
Yeah,
you're like, you got to be fucking kidding me.
Yeah,
that was actually
that's available. I'm shocked. I'm shocked all the time. Actually, I'm still shocked. Like that's one of the things that always makes me go, "What? I can't believe nobody fucking got this."
Yeah,
I got one about a year ago. Ice Machines KC. This guy does commercial ice machines. Could not fucking believe that somebody had not bought that. Yeah. I was like, and it was $11. I'm like, dude, come on, come on.
Yeah, I think. So I'm not going to say my brother's name in this particular podcast, but he had one that was his name, just a .com.
Yeah.
It was like, nope. He tried to buy it 1,000 times. Didn't work.
Yeah, but you kind of have a common-ish name. You're like medium common.
Yeah. But then it eventually failed, and he just bought it.
Yeah.
And it took him 12 months to actually, finally get it.
And that's another creepy thing.
That's why I don't have AlexHowell.com. It's
right.
AlexanderHowell.com.
Right. Well, the thing is that there are people out there that literally sit around like a desk like this and go, I'm going to buy a bunch of domain names, because if I buy more of them at once, I could, there's some places
I'm
that'll
give me a discount. Facebook, Facebook,
exactly.
FB.
And when you see that they're taken, you can actually, sometimes I'll select, the domain name and then, copy and then Control T and paste it, and go see who actually owns it. And it's not even parked somewhere. Yeah. And, I had the only experience that I really had where somebody was like really trying to blackmail, was Kansas City Goldbuyer. Kansas City Goldbuyer.com.
Oh, that was a good one.
And I got a handwritten letter in the mail. That was the craziest thing because apparently they thought that I owned one of my clients, domain names, and they were out of Columbia, Missouri. So all they wanted was $300 for it, and I was like, "We're good with that. We're totally good with that." Yeah, but they wouldn't sell it to us when it all came down to it. And I'm like, then they came back later with an email, not a handwritten letter. They wanted $3,000 for it. So,
Well, fuck them.
I know. I know, but there are people that do that. I mean, and they're just like any other business, there's good guys and bad guys and everything.
Of course,
and there's people that are going, you're doing good, so I'm going to try to make money off of you, which isn't a bad thing. I'm not going to say making money's bad. Making money's good. I like making money. I mean, I like paying my bills and
we all
buying fancy beers and whatnot. But at the same time, there's also a thing where you're setting up tripwires essentially in the jungle for somebody. You know, I mean, and most business owners don't fucking know what that this is all out there. There are people literally gunning to try to find a way to get them to spend more money on something that's fucking stupid. You know, I mean, it's just, and I feel bad about it. I tell people all the time. Let me give you. This is a horrible example, and I'm real close to these motherfuckers because they're right down the street. There's some people that I'm working with right now, and I warned them about this because I thought, God, you must be with a really big national company because of all this stuff. So, real nice family-owned business in Overland Park. Okay, they own a car wash. They've got a gas station. There's no convenience store or any of that stuff. It's a gas station, and it's a really good car wash. They hand wash scrub all the bugs off and shit before you go through their machine thing. Right? Great place. And I told them, I said, what's up with your website? Because I was looking at their website while I was going through the car wash one day. I was like, what the hell's wrong with your website? What do you mean? There's no get directions button on here. There's a click to call. I'm feeling that, but I mean, you guys are busy scrubbing cars down, doesn't make any sense. Oh, it's these other people, that did it nice. Well, I can do a way better website than that. And normally I don't try to step on people's toes to get in, but this is bullshit. This is total bullshit. These are people that don't understand what your actual business needs are. Like, you need people getting directions for Overland Park Car Wash. Yeah. Or, or gas station.
Whatever they were looking for.
Yeah, whatever, gas station. But, it's a good car wash. So these motherfuckers, she calls them up and says, hey, what's up? Oh, yeah, what you got's what you got. That's how it works. So they're paying $99 a month for hosting. Swear to God, this is crazy shit.
Just for hosting?
Right. This is the deep breath part where you go, oh, yeah. No changes, no nothing. Changes are $80 an hour or whatever, which, that's what I charge too. But so I'm like, okay. I go, here's what you need to do is you need to get that domain and we'll build you a new one. And I'll build you I can build you a one-page one with a get directions button. It's real simple, real easy stuff.
Yeah, like we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
It converts.
Yeah. You need it more data-driven so you can actually see where your marketing dollars are going instead of $99 for nothing. That's just bullshit. So she got in contact. I didn't get in contact with them. They go, oh, no. All the small to medium business size websites are proprietary. No. What's that mean? Meaning you quit paying us for hosting, all the content just goes away. And we don't. I said you need EPP codes. Where EPP, if you're super geek,
go ahead.
That's how you initiate a domain transfer. So if you're AlexanderHowell.com or whatever, you said, hey man, can you host my shit for a while or whatever? I'll be like, yeah, totally. Send me your EPP codes and I'll initiate the transfer. You'll click a link and knock it over to my server.
Done.
No worries. Yeah, and it's still in your name and everything. If I die, blah blah. So. But these guys were like, oh, we don't know what EPP. And I'm like, oh, fucking please. You got to be kidding me. This is a marketing company. Seriously. This is a marketing company that's preying on people. So there are bad guys in this business. I mean, it's every business. I mean, but the problem is you get the real car dealer type of clowns. Nothing against car dealers. I was one at one point. But, that's the thing is that you're going to find that not everybody's going to be honest with you about how the internet works.
Yeah.
My goal is, I don't know everything. I don't want to know everything because if I did, I'd probably be a weirdo. But what I do know is that, the more honest with people, the more honest I am with people about what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, and what it's doing for them, the more honest they are with me. And nobody trusts me at first. They're always like, fast talking, blah, 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 weird dude. Yeah, I know. And, drinks a lot, blah, 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 at meetings. Why is he drinking at meetings? But, eventually we figure out that we can, together with what I do and what you guys do, on the ground.
That's the way. That's the reason that I said what I said. It's like you are converting.
Right, marketing.
That's the issue.
Here's what I hate about every fucking company that I ever worked for in the marketing business, and I'm going to get fucking nasty at this point. I'm
getting man.
You're
crazy.
I never fucking liked it. I did not like working for companies because I didn't like working for marketing companies that were all about them. I seriously didn't. I hated that shit. You know why? Because it was fucked up. And when I first started my company, I was like, all right, I got to write blogs and do all this stuff. You know what? It's not about me. I haven't written a blog for my company in years.
Yep.
Because it's not about me. whether I show up or not for what I do is irrelevant because they need to show up. All the people that pay me to make them do what, get phone calls, get emails, get directions. That's what I'm supposed to be doing, not fucking worrying about all that shit will come.
Yep.
And it has. It's been just fine.
Yeah.
I'm busy as shit.
Yeah, because every time I call you, you're like,
fucking busy. Yeah. I mean,
can't
it's like a
talk to
good, but,
I've got about 5 minutes
Right.
and then we can't do shit.
Right. I mean, it's a good thing.
It's not a negative.
It's
a
not
positive.
a negative, but it always just like, I wish I could just like
Sorry,
go get
bro.
smashed at 2 in the afternoon or whatever. Yeah.
If coaches was still around, we'd be fine.
Yeah, they have good. They had good Wi-Fi there too.
Exactly. No, I mean to me that is without question, especially right now, one of the biggest positives because you have all these companies that come around and they like make these big, beautiful websites, and it's a very nice thing. But I mean, talk to any realtor, especially any plumber. Electrician.
They get clobbered by the
framer.
cookie cutter people that are just trying to do the same thing over and over again. And you know what? I do the same thing over and over again too, but I make it different for each person. There's certain rules you have to follow. I mean, there's just rules about the internet.
And you always have.
Yeah, there's always rules about the internet, but doing the same thing for everybody. I'll be honest with you. Remember, we used to you went through the whole training,
Yes,
the teaching thing. Yeah. So you know that there's a million zillion business directories out there. You've got to go claim them all.
You have to be
what? I pick and choose what I do. Like some of them, I'll just do like Google, Facebook, Twitter, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I won't do anything else. Mm-hmm. There's no point. More competitive industries, I will. So, excuse me, Boulevard burp. So, but it's things have changed a lot to where. I get more niche weird people anymore to where they're like really doing something more specific, to where I don't have to go out and do Manta, City Search, Hot Frog, all these bizarre, business directories. But, I do the same thing for everybody, but I just do it in different ways. So they each have a different voice. But, real estate agents, I feel so bad for you guys. Like, I got a call, this is 2 years ago, 3 years ago, something like that, from a girl out in Lone Jack. And Lone Jack is not the real estate capital of the world in Kansas City. I get it. But there are a lot of people moving out there. There are a lot of people that want to get the hell out. Yeah, totally. And she's like, I work for blah, 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 real estate. And I said, sweetheart, I can't do anything for you because of the reins they hold you to, or, that they won't let you do something on your own. Mm-hmm. Now, if you want to be a sneak... now we're talking.
Now we can figure it out.
Now we can figure it out.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of real estate companies that won't let you go out and do something on your own.
No.
And that's another limitation that sucks.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get into names, but there's... No, I'm not.
You're not going to get into names.
I've gotten a lot of calls from a very specific company that's very big in the Kansas City area, and I'm always like, I can't help you because your big broker guy or whoever's in charge will not let me do it.
Yeah,
well,
100%.
Yeah, and it sucks.
No, it does suck. I mean, to me, the biggest issue that we face right now in real estate or any other profession is that I don't think there's not really what am I trying to say?
Have another Boulevard.
I really want to. No, I'm trying to say
better because I'll drink it all if you don't.
Please do. No, I mean, it's a really weird complication between, what regulations we go up against in any profession and what regulations we face online.
And that makes sense. That was always the question that I had is, somebody would say, oh, well, I can't really do that without approval. I'm like, why not? Who is there a real estate police out there? I mean,
yeah.
I mean, you can't go out and there's certain things I get that you
in
can't
real
go
estate
out and
and financial advising. I mean, that's what I've been born up against.
Yeah, you were a financial advisor too. Yeah.
So
yeah, no, I get that, but at the same time, it's like
I know. It's
my first introduction to real estate people was no shit. This is
no, you're good.
Was
it just took me 15 seconds to actually figure out what I was trying to say.
No, it's all good.
So what do you think?
No. Well, I mean, but the thing is they want you to sell, but they want you to sell within a very specific guideline, to where it's an even field, or so to speak, so that you really have to do more work on the ground then the internet can do work for you, and that's what your your handicap is in that business.
Yeah,
is that and financial advisor and all that stuff too. I mean, it's you can't say
I'm
the best financial advisor. You can't say something like that. I'm the best real estate agent.
No, it worked out really well in 2009. It was like I was the best financial advisor and go to jail.
Yeah, totally.
I hope you enjoy that time. Yeah, no, I mean it's and again. I mean, the same thing that we deal with right now with appraisals is it's like appraisers are dealing with a shit circumstance where they're wrong most of the time.
But they have to follow a certain set of guidelines.
But they have to follow it. Yeah, no, and I don't blame them at all. But the situation is like, well, but people are willing to buy the houses.
Yeah. But the banks aren't willing to loan the money.
Correct.
Yeah. I mean, you're not talking about cash buyers in most cases. That's
you're
100%
right.
That's what sucks about your business is everybody's got to get a loan for it.
Exactly.
It's like in the car business. It's like, man, this Honda Accord is really badass. It's got custom wheels and shit on it, but that doesn't make it more valuable to the bank.
Exactly. No, it's the worst circumstance ever.
Yeah. No. And the weird thing about the internet is one of my favorite things about it is it's always got a little bit of lawlessness in it. It's always a little bit, kind of where you can just do whatever you want.
Yeah. You don't want the internet determining.
No, I mean there are rules and stuff. I mean you get kicked off real quick if you do stupid shit. But and really, I mean a lot of the internet, like even Google has really clamped down on a lot of stuff that used to be like, willy-nilly, we can do whatever we want. Yeah, I know. Well, yeah. Well, at the same time, it's like
I know.
It's just
I just hate everybody at this point.
Yeah, we're so influenced that we have to have rules. Otherwise, we'll just do whatever Chris says, which we won't. But
well, the worst part is like anybody who's actually like been a part of the internet. It's like, look. I ran as a libertarian candidate.
Yeah, I know you did, and that was awesome, dude. I totally voted for you, too. I totally voted for you.
No, and I appreciate that. But even me as a libertarian candidate is like...
Where were your damn TV commercials?
We really should have people that vote against me, and people like me, because we need rules.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's fucking insane.
Well, you run a libertarian. You've got two.
I'm the worst libertarian ever, by the way.
Are you? You're just doing it just to get on the ballot.
No, fuck yeah. No, and I will admit that 100%.
That's the best.
I will. I'll admit that 100% every time without question. I ran as a libertarian because like I wanted 3 parties, and I had no idea why that didn't exist. But
I don't either. I don't get it either. I don't get into politics much, but I'll get into it just for fun because I've had a couple beers. But I don't get it. I don't. I was like, I seriously like. I wanted to call you and go, "What the fuck? What are you doing?"
Yeah, you would have had the exact same answer. It was like because I don't understand what the fuck is going on.
Yeah,
because you got a manual cleaver that will never make sense to me.
Yeah, is he the one that still has a bunch of money on his car wash, or am I just dumb? I'm not one.
You're not dumb.
Okay, right.
But I also don't want to die.
Oh yeah, totally. I didn't say that. We'll edit that out.
And you had Jacob Turk, who.
Yeah, I don't know anything about it. I met him one time, but it was weird. Like anytime I meet those guys, it's like weird.
No, I don't think he has 2 eyes that go the same direction. I think that's the issue.
Yeah, I remember that too.
Yeah, he has 2 eyes that are about
so
2
fucking
inches
dead.
apart. Dude, I'm gone.
There's gonna be a thing like on my way home. Oh, a deer hunter shot him.
Yeah, deer hunter shot him. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it.
Set the snipers up in the thing.
It's like Epstein. Jesus.
Well, he didn't kill himself.
He did not kill himself. There's no fucking way.
I see it in a lot of memes right now.
I see a lot of memes and also just reality. This has got to be fucking tough.
I know.
I'm gonna die. I'm probably gonna die.
That's all right.
Fine.
Sorry, I brought you into all. Oh wait, you invited me into this thing. So yeah, I mean,
no,
I about me or whatever, but I don't really care.
No,
tell me about the whole idea because this was like crazy shit. I was like, what the fuck are you doing?
No,
dude?
I had people from my family that were like, "Are you the same Alexander Howell?" No, but I was like, "Yeah, it's me." Yeah. And my wife. When I won the primary, she actually like went to our trainer like because we had the same personal trainer, and she was like, "Toby, I thought that this would already be over."
Yeah,
it's like, sorry. So I won our primary.
This is what, like the last presidential election?
Yeah.
Around that time? Okay,
No, it wasn't the presidential election. It was the midterm.
Okay,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And but the entire point was like, I hate the fact that people are running without
checks and balances, really.
Yeah,
I mean,
it was like Republicans, Democrats, they're running, and then nobody else.
I've always kind of thought of politics, and everybody says, "Oh, it's so dumbed down," but I watched I call it WWF because that's what it used to be called, wrestling.
Oh yeah,
since I was a kid, and even All-Star Wrestling. You're way too young for that, I think. But
damn.
All-Star Wrestling was like a Kansas City local wrestling thing.
No, I remember.
They used to come to my high school and stuff. It was crazy.
Nice
in Pleasant Hill. Yep. So, but the thing was that I've always thought of it as like it's the same kind of thing where it's like you motherfucker Trump and fuck you Nancy Pelosi and fuck all you guys and fuck you everybody, but then they all go out and have dinner together. And you see pictures of them at weddings. And, it's the same thing. It's like Ric Flair. This is way dating me, but Ric Flair, Macho Man's really gonna kick your ass this week. But then they're hanging out, drinking beers at a bar and dancing around and hanging out with girls and
and that at the time was my biggest issue. Was like, oh, so what's the difference here?
Yeah.
And my biggest thing is always the deficit.
Yeah.
Or the debt deficit, both of those things.
You're a money.
Okay, so
You've always been a money guy.
Yeah, it's always
not a bad way.
finance.
It's not like I think money people are bad, but I'm just not one.
No, it gives me one thing to talk about.
Right? Yeah.
It's like,
but you're good at it at least. I mean, that's the thing.
Fuck. Apparently not enough. But I mean, that was the biggest thing for me. It was like I don't get it. It was like, well, climate change is bullshit because if we invest in solar panels, it was like, do you know I can bring about 15 arguments for solar panels.
Yeah.
But we're still going into debt. What the fuck is going on here?
Yeah.
So that was my issue.
Well, I mean, the thing that politics are so polarizing at this point. I mean, and that's everybody says polarizing, but really, like, this is the nicest political conversation that I've been in years, like literally years. Like, I've got some people that are like, I swear to God, I've got a friend right now, like in his yard right now. He's got an impeach. You know that picture with Donald Trump going like this? You know that picture? Okay. And he has treble hooks hot glued around the sign because he's had it taken out so many times. Right? And I mean, discussions with that guy get a little weird. But I've also got another friend of mine who's works for a financial consulting thing or whatever.
Yeah.
A very big one in Kansas City. The biggest one. Everybody knows what I mean. And he's very pro-Trump, very, it doesn't necessarily like all his personal antics, that he does.
Nobody likes it.
No, but, at the same time, it's like, it is what it is. It's always been like this, but, we're so, everything is, and the internet doesn't help either. I mean, and that's one of the bad things about the internet is that, no matter what's going on, and I guarantee, like, my phone has gotten 20,000 Twitter alerts because I've got like 40 accounts on there or whatever. But and it's all, and it's never about politics usually, but we're so up to the minute on what's going on.
Yeah.
And it then it becomes more of a not a he said she said, but just the they said, they said, and here's what's going on, to where you just don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
No.
I you know what? I watch.
That's a very good point, though. What you just said is perfect.
It's not a he said, she said anymore. I don't know. I mean, I watch MSNBC because my cousin Garrett Hake's on there. Shout out to Garrett Hake, because he's a cool kid. I like Katie Tur, too, because she uses fish quotes. I mean, come on. But I like Fox 4 in the mornings. I like my local stuff. Yeah. I really do. I mean, I tried to win share tickets yesterday on KC Live on 41 Action News. If I'm going to sit and watch TV, I'm going to try to win something too.
That's fair.
But I need to know what's going on. I'm a local marketer, but at the same time, it's like most of the local people are pretty good about, at least I feel like they are. They're not real politically, oriented anymore.
I do feel like we are in a very positive situation in Kansas City where they're not.
I feel like we are too. I don't really watch Channel 5. Sorry, Channel 5, but I just don't. Because I know they're listening,
You're a very nice person for saying that. I have zero respect for Channel 5.
Oh, yeah, after the Tyreek Hill thing?
And my very good friends in the several police departments that they've given up addresses for.
Oh yeah, dude, totally, man. And Patrick Mahomes. Oh no, that was KNBC. That was KNBC. They gave up Mahomes' address.
They gave him Mahomes' address, but the Channel 5 people gave up police officers' addresses.
You know what? They've always been kind of the jump out of the bushes.
Yeah, they've
journalism,
been terrible.
You know, I mean, that's what I call it. Jump, like, hey, you know,
everything's fine.
I like
here they are.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
I don't know. I mean, I'm a big local news junkie.
And that's totally fine.
Yeah.
It's just that one thing. If they would apologize, that'd be cool.
They're not going to do that.
They're not going.
They'll do it. They'll do a statement on Twitter from the,
They'll send me like
station
a little message. Love you, emoji, emoji, emoji.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, though. Here's the thing, though. Even though they're like if it bleeds, it leads. Kind of. That's how local news is. I mean, I get that.
Yeah.
But one of the things that I did, like when my daughter went to Christ the King at 85th and Warnell, and so when that closed down, when I called all the news stations, every fucking one of them was like, "Oh yeah," and then but my cousin Garrett Haake, he worked for NBC Action News at that time, 41, and he goes, "Here's the thing." He goes, "You can pretty much pick and choose whoever you want to come out." And I was like, "How do you do that?" "Oh, you right click on their image, and it'll tell you their cell phone number and their email address." And I went, "Oh, so I can just pick whoever like cute girl I want, or whatever."
Who's gonna listen?
Charlie Arnott, man, she's all right. She was up for Sports Illustrated Hot Girl of the Year. I don't remember what the deal was, but yeah, she was something.
Jesus.
Yeah, and then another one, Alice. What was her name? Alice Barr. She's like a big national, like my cousin is now. It's kind of crazy. And then of course Chris Katz, because he's a good Catholic guy.
Chris Katz.
He's the man, dude. That guy's he's the man.
I feel like he has the most I don't give a shit
He
about
really does.
anybody.
Yeah.
I respect him like
he's just a
crazy
damn
because,
good news. He reads the news as it is.
Yeah.
As it is.
Yeah.
He's America's or what Scott
want-
Parks calls him Kansas City's news anchor. And that's what he is.
I don't want to give
Mark
him
Alford's dying for it, but he's not it.
Sorry, Mark. You're definitely
He's not
it.
listening. He's doing his own podcast right now.
Yeah, he's not. And also no. But no, Chris, I gotta give a lot of credit to him because he does seem like he has that don't give a shit thing.
He told me, and this is insider shit here. He didn't care at this point because he's probably not listening either. But he said he did an interview with me and I can't remember who it was. Another mom, because most of the moms were out there. I was the only guy out there, dad out there.
Nope.
I had nothing better to do at the time personally. But he said, "I'm going to do this, but I'm not going to run it until Sunday," because we were trying to get people to donate money because the teachers at the school got notified in April that their school is closing in May, and they didn't have time to go out and get new jobs.
Is your daughter's school?
Yeah, my daughter's school. Yeah.
Yep.
And I mean,
I'm sorry to interrupt, but
No,
can you go through that timeline and then continue?
Yeah. So it was a small school. It's 85th and Warnell. It's been there for years though, like years and years and years.
Yep.
And I don't know what was going on in the business office. It's not my cup of tea or whatever. But I know that it was enrollment was going down and down and down. Why I don't know. I wasn't privy to the data. Otherwise, I would have known.
It'd be what it be.
Yeah, exactly. So they announced just like in April, and I think school gets out in like mid-May, something like that. Usually. Yeah. So they announced in April that they were closing down. So the teachers really had no time to go out because most of the teachers, they go and they do their interviews or whatever for schools or whatever. You know, so they know like that summer that they're going into the next school year or whatever. However it works, I don't know. And there was a lot of us parents that were freaking pissed, and we were pissed for one that the school is closing. Or whatever.
Well, the teacher seemed scared. And the parents were pissed.
The parents were pissed. Well, we were kind of all pissed because it was a weird deal there. It was a weird deal. It was a Catholic priest who was married, which you never hear about stuff like that. Like, whoa, shit. But he was into Eddie Van Halen and stuff
crazy.
like that. No, I know. And it was super weird, and there's nothing else like it that I've heard of ever. And he was cool. He was really charismatic.
Yeah.
But I'm, one of those guys where I get when people are really shining on me.
Yeah.
Not shining like The Shining like that, but I can see when they're playing to what I like and overwhelming me so where I can't be cool or smart or whatever. Or just influential to where they're influencing me more than I can influence because I'm like, oh, you like Eddie Van Halen too, and you're a Catholic priest. This is so cool.
That's fantastic. Also, we're going to fuck up your daughter's school.
Yeah. So they said they're going to close it down or whatever, and they just announced it kind of out of nowhere. And so I said, fuck this, let's build a fucking website. And that was one of the first websites that I did like on my own. I mean, I was always, lucky enough to have like all these really gifted coders and hackers and web designers that would do like these pretty immaculate things or whatever. But I was like,
I remember driving home and it was like,
I was on the radio. Yeah, I was on 98.1.
Yeah, you were on 98.1, and I was listening. It was like, yeah, fuck that. And it was like, and Chris Haake.
Yeah, and Chris Katz was actually hosting that week.
He was.
He said, why don't you come on Friday or whatever and do this shit. And I was like, oh, yeah, totally, dude. I'll totally do that.
Yeah, so I was like, Chris Katz and Chris Haake, what do you think about this? And I went, that's fucking hilarious.
You know what? I got caught. No shit. This is no shit. Once I got done, because I was drinking then. I will be honest. I was, because at that point I was like, man, this is.
Hey, whoa. We're going to rewind.
Yeah.
If you were drinking, that was awesome.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate it.
No, because you came off perfect. You were like, okay, so here's
I was having my first drink, I think, but it was like straight vodka on the rocks at that point because it was like freaking me out. I was like, of all the shit that I did that whole week, the only one that really freaked me out was 98.1 because I listen to that. I still listen to it every day. I still love that. I'm pissed off.
You did perfect.
Well, I appreciate it, but
no, you really did.
I did well enough to where people like you liked it and thought that it was cool.
I did. I thought it was hilarious.
There were people that in the parish who were like, "Hey, buddy, let's
bring that shit back."
Yeah, you can't talk about the Catholic Church like that because that's still our parish. And I go, well, not for long. if your kids go to school there, yeah. And so I still have a rip with that dude, man. I'm not that dude that called me.
Not Katz.
No, not Katz. He's the best. He's America's or Kansas City's.
Kansas City's best.
Yeah, I was thinking America, but I guess.
No, it's fine.
But no, he. I got calls from people that said you were great, and I got calls from people that said you fucking asshole.
That's bullshit.
I don't really care. That's the whole politics thing. I got into politics for like 1 second. That was it. That was the politics of Kansas City Catholic schools. That was
and nobody should have said you were full of shit.
We ended up making a lot of money for those teachers, and that was really what was all about.
No, and that was.
I mean, it was fun getting the attention. I'm not going to lie. I loved doing interviews with Charlie Arnott and people like that. But
no, I mean the way that you came across was very, very politically responsible, we'll say.
Those teachers were the foundation of what my daughter is today. They were good people. They were nice people. These most of these teachers don't make fucking shit. They don't make any fucking money.
Teacher.
And when you say, well, now you're not going to make anything.
Yeah.
For being, doing something good, something noble.
Right. And also because of a random situation you had no control over.
And the weird thing was that they switched that school, and I don't want to get into talking shit on Christ the King or whatever. That sounded weird in the same sentence, but it's now a homeschool thing where it's like there's a community of homeschool people that are using the school as like which makes no sense to me because that's not home. But they're using it like as a homeschool thing, and I never understood that. I never understood how that all worked. Still, a functioning parish and everything. My.
So how did you guys go from that situation to where you are now?
We there was a lot of of course the Catholic schools were like, oh, we should invite them all, to tour.
money.
We toured Holy Cross, which is at 95th and between Antioch and Metcalf.
Yeah,
we toured that school. The principal at the time was an ex-cop, and I mean, this lady would have kicked my ass in a fucking minute. And her husband's I think he's still an Overland Park detective, if I'm not mistaken. And I mean, me, I do not want to hang out with cops very often because they'll go, I see right through you, ding dong. But she really, she really exercised, but not in a mean way, but that she had control over shit. And that's, nice. You don't get to see that very often.
No.
To where, how's it going? Great. Super. And knew everybody's name. And
here.
Yeah, and and while she was talking to you, was still doing stuff. I'm like, what the hell? This is crazy. And it's a nice small community. This is our last year there, so yeah, we're trying to do high school now, which is really trippy.
Good fucking luck, man.
No, it's not about luck. Labor under correct knowledge. That's what the kids say. That's what luck is.
The more you shift your shoulders, the more I worry about you.
I know, right? That's because I've been trying to win sheer tickets on KC Live.
So, like, where you are now, like, what is it you want to do in the next 5 years?
I want to keep doing this. I've got somebody that I may bring on in May.
Yeah.
As a intern. I need a graphic design side. I have Photoshop. I've done elegant looking buttons for get directions and contact us and all that stuff. But I need somebody that can kind of visually take what I do to another level. That's the whole thing. I've got the content down. It's super easy. It's like it's muscle memory at this point. But I need to start bringing on a few people here and there. That kind of want to, and I can teach them what I know, and they can kind of teach me what they know. And I'll never fire them unless they're idiots. I mean, they could be, but I've got an intern that I think I might bring on. I met somebody just in the past month or two that I think is I'm about to that point. You know, I mean, usually at this time of the year, I am bored off my ass. Like I'm revisiting old video games, and it's not that way anymore. It's like I've got quite a few things going on where, the seasonal people usually drop off now, and there's a new season of people kind of coming on board.
But you have enough clients where
I'm
they're
not really worried about it.
Ticking.
I don't worry about stuff anymore. I mean, that's the whole thing. I mean, when I first started this, it was hard. It was hard on my wife. It was hard on me. It was hard on everybody because I had this idea that it would work. What I was doing would work. The thing is, I had to figure out how it was going to work, how to actually do it, and make it, to where I actually made money doing it.
Yeah.
And it was, one of the hardest things ever was to walk in and say, I cost $80 an hour. That's hard. Or when I'm doing websites, it's $120 an hour. That's a lot of money to people.
Yeah. Well, you had the situation where you were selling that when your wife was doing it, and then
now I'm your competitor.
Switched.
Yeah. No, and I never try to take anybody away from them.
No, of course not.
I never did that.
No, I know that.
I have morals in my game. I do.
Believe it or not.
Yeah, I do have morals.
No, I know you do. But what I'm saying is, like, you also had the situation where you were just in a different market.
Yeah, that was rough.
Yeah.
The thing that's worked out for me really well is that I'm cool with I'm cool with the misfits.
Yeah.
I want them.
No, and that's what I mean. Like, you went here, she went here, and things switched like
she
crazy.
actually does TV now, so it kind of works out really well.
Fucking crazy.
It's actually pretty cool because it's like I like being immersed in marketing shit at me all day long, every day. I mean, to me, it's like anytime I think I have a bad idea, I look at Limu, Emu, and Doug and think, fuck. So you know what? A global multi-billion, $1 or billion-dollar company, Liberty Mutual Insurance, approved this shit.
Yeah.
So whatever idea I come up with, it can't be half as bad as fucking Limu, Emu, and Doug.
Exactly.
I mean, really.
Yeah.
Because I never say anything even remotely close to that crazy ever in anything I do, ever.
And yet, we try.
Yeah. I mean, I try to mix it up. But, yeah, I mean, it's been weird. It's been a weird ride.
Yeah.
But it's been the best thing I ever did.
That's awesome.
And I think I jokingly say this once in a great while, like on social media or whatever, but the worst day at for what like today is better than the best day that I had working for somebody else because they didn't believe in people the way I can do it.
Right.
And I want to believe. I don't take people on unless I can believe in them. If they're weird and shady or whatever, well, fucking take them. I don't have to take them anymore.
Yeah,
that's the thing. I mean, I can just say fuck off, go find somebody else, or send other people out there. I mean, I want to help people, and I want us to help each other. That's the thing.
Yeah.
But my job is, as a marketer, I truly believe this, and my job's to make you better.
Yeah.
Period. Make you richer, make you more busier, whatever you want to be. there's some people that care about the money part, and there's some people that care about the, I want to add new teams or, new locations or whatever. That's great and all. But, I don't talk about money with a lot of the people that I work with. We really don't. I get them away from that real quick because other than like, hey, you owe me money. I will do that. But, I really don't talk about the books. I don't want to get to the books. I want to get about what's going on the ground.
Answer the fucking phone.
It's you know what? It's still a struggle to this day.
Yeah. No, and I do want to leave with this moment and say anything you want to.
Okay.
Honestly, like if I'm leaving anything out, please do and interrupt me. But the one thing that I would say is the thing that I respect the most about you is when you go into a business venture, it is about answering the phone because your goal, without question, without a second's hesitation, is answer the phone because I'm bringing those phone calls to you.
Yeah. And even if they're marketing calls, I mean,
I mean, there's going to be a call like, do you like your insurance?
That's part of it.
Yeah, fuck off. But
answer the phone, return your emails, and
never let your voicemail
when somebody
get
new
full.
walks through your door, treat them like fucking gold.
Yeah.
Because you don't know where they came from, and more than likely they came from me. But,
exactly.
Yeah.
Give the last sentence.
It's not the years, it's the mileage. Because that's really what it is.
That's the worst handshake, but we'll do it
later.
later.
I know. Yeah.
Do it.
It's not the
Say
years,
your
it's
thing.
the mileage. I mean, that's the whole thing about it. I mean, you can – there's tons of people out there that are good marketing people, but, do somebody that actually customizes it to you. Don't get conned from a call center that hands out leads to you. I mean, really, that's not the way it should be. No. And there's tons of people out there. I used to work for them.
No.
So just find somebody that understands what you do, even if they don't really – because I couldn't go do most of the shit that I actually market. Mm-hmm. Like I couldn't go fucking mow a lawn right. I mean, I couldn't have stripes in it, but just –
it's not your fucking job.
I couldn't sell a stoner a bong. Well, yeah, I probably could. I probably could. But if you're a small business and looking for a marketing company, there is no ultimate answer. But make sure these people sit down in front of you and they're accountable, and make sure they don't sign you up to a 6-month contract, because the problem with that is they have what's called a churn rate when they sign you up for a 6-month contract, and that churn rate is we know that X amount of people are going to drop off of the map. And so we have this built into the cost of how we're doing business to make sure that we make money and you don't.
And give your information to contact.
My name's Chris. My number's 1. But my phone number is 816-462-9128. You can also visit our website at webforcekc.com or at webforcekc on all your social media platforms.
And never forget his number.
Yep.
It's 1.
It's 1. I appreciate you having me on. I really do. I was very excited to do this, man.
Dude.